I like you guys, all right? Especially you. Don't feel bad about that, but I like you, so I'm going to tell you what you want to know. But I need one more thing. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to get weird. 2 dragons. Welcome into the Broforce Squad, where all we do is drink beer, talk movies, and discuss if side boob is second base. This is episode 132, and I'm in the hosting chair. Today, I'm Matt Geiger, along with the mad scientist Brian Banner. And Banner, it's voting season, and since I know you're registered, answer the question that's been on all of our minds. Is Zoe Saldana hotter green or blue?
I'm more partial to her being blue, personally.
I like her green. And you see, and we're both Americans.
Yeah,
and we can
weird.
That's how a disagreement should go on Facebook. Take
okay,
notes.
but is it green? Do you like her green like Guardians?
Guardians of the Galaxy green.
Mm.
I mean, so much.
I mean,
so
I. You know what? You're right.
When my wife asks, it's my birthday, like, what can I wear? I'm like, just paint yourself green. That's it. Usually does the trick. Every bro knows that the most important thing in any bro's life is chest day. And we just came up with this on the top of our fucking heads because it's our podcast and we can basically do whatever the hell we want. So you all have heard of win, place, or show at the horse track. Well, we don't do horses. We do movies. So since 2020 has been so fucked up and theaters are beginning to open with Tenet and a lot of other movies coming out, we're going to play a little game called Buy, Stream, or Bust, where we pick 4 movies and we decide if we want to buy a ticket to see it in the theaters, if we think they should just fucking stream it because we don't want to leave their house, or if it's going to be an entire bust and we don't want to see it at all. So let's get these movies up. First off, Banner, let me bring them up. First one is Black Widow. Now, I'll read a description of it. If some of you don't know what Black Widow is, you've probably been with a pod because we used to be a comic pod, then we kind of transitioned. So at birth, the Black Widow, Natasha, is given the KGB, which grooms her to become its ultimate operative. When the USSR breaks up, the government tries to kill her as the action moves to present-day New York, where she is a freelance operative. God, I've read that terrible. Okay, but you get the gist.
Yeah, look, she's Russian. Russia fell. They tried to kill her. She's in New York. That's about all we need to know, right?
And it connects to every other fucking Marvel movie. So the question is, you want to buy it, stream it, or you think it's going to bust? Are people sick? Are not sick? Are people just kind of comicked out? Are they going to go flock to theaters to see this? Theaters are opening, and you got to think of the clientele. And also, Chadwick Boseman just died. And no offense, it is a woman superhero, which, I like a lot of their movies, but typically they don't do as well in the box office.
I think this is going to absolutely destroy. The best thing that could have happened to this movie, and really, I think comic book movies in general, is a global pandemic where nothing gets released in theaters because people just want to go and see things in theaters. Now, if you're looking up, okay, hey, what am I going to see? And you see Black Widow on there and you go, oh, hey, hun, this is a Marvel movie. They're a lot of fun. We know they're going to bring it. The theater experiences are always great. We know Marvel delivers. So I think this is a buy it. This one you have to go see in theaters. Marvel's theater experiences where you can feel the booms and you feel like you're part of the movie. That's what the Marvel movies give you. And you have to see that on big screen for the first time. It just wouldn't. And they'd lose so much fucking money if they released it any other way. Not even kidding.
So Banner's going to buy it. And Geiger now is going to give you his opinion. A fat guy with apparently the reading comprehension of a 4-year-old. So if you want to take my opinion, that's up to you. I'm going to buy this as well. Here's why. I did see Tenet in theaters. Loved it. I'm not sure how much I loved it because it was the first movie I saw after the lockdown. So I was just so fucking excited to go to a movie theater. However, it wasn't a good movie to see because it's extremely serious. You got to follow along. It's 2020, man. I want a fun ass action movie, and Black Widow fits right into that. And since people have been home on their ass for so long, you have more than enough time to catch up with the MCU. I think this is a buy it, and I agree with you, Banner. I think it's going to kill at the fucking box office.
It's going to destroy. I mean, not only because it's a Marvel movie, but because of what the movie is, what it's about. I mean, this movie has everything going for it to make a shit ton of money.
Okay, the next one. Very interested to hear your opinion on this. Free Guy, starring Ryan Reynolds, a bank teller called Guy realizes he is a background character in an open world video game called Free City that will soon go offline. So this is, I don't know what to compare this to. Ready Player One. It's not as cool as that. It's basically like our social media world video games, but they become real pretty much.
So he's a character in a video game.
Yes.
And he figures out that he's in a video game, and he breaks the video game by not doing what he's supposed to do. He decides he wants to be a hero or a villain or whatever.
So Westworldy meets that Jim Carrey movie in Florida, where the fuck that's called. Pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
think of it. Keep going.
This one to me, this is a stream it. This is a Netflix release all over it. Looks like a blast. We've got explosions. We've got sex. We're going to have drugs. We're going to have humor. It's got it all. But I'm not going to spend $100 on this to go to the movie theater on a date to see. This is I'm going to order a pizza. I'm going to get a 6-pack, and I'm going to hang on for the ride. It's going to be a blast.
So release date, as of right now, December 11, 2020. I think this is a bust. I guess I can see why you'd say stream it, because Netflix has such a low bar on some of their fucking movies. I can see where it'd be streamed, but I don't know what Ryan Reynolds is doing, man. I don't mind when he's like extremely serious because he is a great actor, but when he goes funny, which he can do, I mean, he started out as basically a comedian. This just looks fucking stupid to me. This looks like something Steve Carell would be in. I don't, the premise is, I don't even really care to see it. I've seen the movie posters for it, and I watched the trailer. It doesn't really sing to me at all. Just a video game guy becoming real. It's just, I know 2020 has been weird, but I don't need a stupid movie. I'm not going to pay to go see this movie, especially during the Christmas season.
And see, that's another good point. During the Christmas season, it's coming out. The reason I put it on Netflix is because it doesn't look good enough to be in the theaters, but it doesn't look bad enough to just not be made to me. I think the idea is interesting. Like, what would happen if video game people, like everybody could do anything in a video game? To me, that's an interesting idea. The humor in the trailers doesn't really hit for me. To me, this is Ryan Reynolds, like, with those dark days of Ryan Reynolds, when we were like, what the fuck are you doing? Like the proposal.
Was in Pokemon, when you're like, why?
Yeah, when he just, like, he has this weird thing where he just does weird, stupid roles like this. And I feel like this is, I wouldn't spend money to see it, but if it's on Netflix, I'd watch it.
Okay, this one seems to be right up your fucking alley. The Croods 2, A New Age. A prehistoric family, the Croods, are challenged by a rival family, the Bittermans, who claim to be better and more evolved. So this is basically like, it's a caveman cartoon. Is this DreamWorks?
I believe it's DreamWorks. Yeah,
okay.
This is going to be the sequel, obviously, to the Croods.
I'm sure you've seen the first.
Of course. It's okay. It's got Nick Cage in it. So
Nick Cage, Ryan Reynolds, Emma Stone, Clark Duke, Catherine Keener from Get Out.
It's really not a bad cast. It's really not a bad cast. The Croods, first off, it was fine. Mediocre. Middle of the pack, in my opinion. Very similar to Trolls. Fine first movie. It's okay. And this one, to me, has release it streaming, but you have to pay for it just like they did with Trolls 2. Pay $20, you get it for a week or whatever off of Amazon or pay-per-view or whatever. Trolls 2, I guess, made decent amount of money, I believe. I didn't actually look that up, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. It was released in the middle of the pandemic, and they actually made money off of it. with this pandemic, we have to remember when these are going to be released. I believe this one's getting released around Thanksgiving, November 25th.
The day before Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. I think Thanksgiving is on the 26th.
I think you're right. So it's coming out that Wednesday, which is usually a big weekend for movies. With COVID and the pandemic and everything, I don't know how many people are going to drag their kids and their families to the movie theater to see this movie. Now, if this was next year or last year, this is a buy it all day. It's going to make a shit ton of money in the box office. Coming out now, I think you need to kind of rethink your priorities here.
So I'm going to agree with you on this. This is a stream 100%. And I think you hit on it at the end. It's because of the times we're living in. Now, not to get too much into COVID, but as a father of 1 week, so listen to me, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
He's got a lot of experience here.
I never realized after taking my kid to 2 doctor's appointments how much shit you got to pack. And you're telling me as a dad that I have an out, that I don't have to take my kid to a movie theater on Thanksgiving and we could just watch it from fucking home. So if he shits himself, I don't have to go in some weird room or do anything. I'll buy into that. $30 for 3 of us? Absolutely. And we make our own DiGiorno's pizzas. I get to drink a shit ton of beer because I don't have to worry about driving home and people looking weird at me because I have a toddler. So you got those people on one end and the other people that are thinking it's not safe to go outside yet. Stream this shit. Absolutely. Stream it. And Netflix needs to get on that too, kind of like Disney, where you pay for Netflix, but you can actually pay extra for certain movies that, are in theaters or I'm all for that. Stream.
For me, I don't not every movie is going to fit that model. Obviously, like Black Widow, people toyed around with that idea. Yeah,
you got to go to
theater. There is still something there about a theater experience. I think kids' movies are really the only way that this model works, because you don't have to drag the kids and all their shit and buy all of them popcorn, and then they spill their popcorn and they spill their drink on them before the movie even starts. You don't have to deal with all of that. So there's a huge appeal to that.
All right, last one. Buy, stream, or bust. Save the best for last. Coming out, I believe, next week. Let Him Go, starring Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. So basically, I guess the Kents are getting their own spinoff, if you will. See what I did there?
Yeah, that was nice. I liked it.
Following the loss of their son, a retired sheriff and his wife leave their Montana ranch to rescue their young grandson from the clutches of a dangerous family living off the grid in the Dakotas. So we got old school. It's kind of a Westernish. Basically, I mean, Costner's just riding this Yellowstone fucking horse, and why wouldn't you? He's great in fucking Westerns. Diane Lane, even though they're in fucking Superman together, sign them up. They had great chemistry. If you haven't seen this trailer, go see it. It looks fucking great. And I think this is up for maybe, I don't know how they're doing the Oscars, but this looks like an Oscar movie if it was in 2019 or 2021 or any other year. This looks like a phenomenal movie. I'm going to fucking buy this. I'm going to go into the theaters and watch it.
For me, this is not a go to the movies and watch it. So for me, this is going to be a bust. With that being said, this is the best movie on our list.
Yes, it is.
This movie
Are you just saying that because of your family situation? Like if you're
a little bit of that,
would you go see it?
Fuck no, I wouldn't go see it. When I go to the movies, I don't want to sit there and have to pay this close attention and be on the edge of my seat. When I watch a movie like that, I need it to be at home, mainly because I just can't follow it. So I have to pause it and rewind and hear what people say again. There's a lot more you have to pay attention to in dramas and serious movies like this, and you don't want to miss anything because you could tell this thing's going to have twists and turns every step of the way. So just for me, I prefer to watch movies like that at home with subtitles and, my hand in my pants.
This is me and Nate Thurman special right here. Like the old Clint Eastwood looking, like used to be Robin Hood fucking dude that's like, listen, I used to be sheriff, I used to kill people. I don't do that anymore, but you know what? I will fucking, if you push far enough. And then the third act, he gets pushed far enough, and then they just build it up, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think this is going to be the best movie. It's definitely the best movie on our list right here, which isn't that hard to top. But there's been
Black Widow.
there's been like 6 movies that have come out this year. This has got to be nominated for best something, right?
What's weird is I haven't even heard of it, and then they're promoting it pretty hard. I think I saw it during the World Series and something else, and I'm glad. I'm glad they're promoting movies in the theater again. I mean, you don't have to go if you don't want to, but I mean, they're open, so you might as well promote them.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we're in a pandemic, but life has to go on at the same time, and everybody's going to make the best decision for themselves. And for Warner Brothers or Paramount or whoever made this movie, the best thing for them is to release it.
Yeah, I don't know. I could look it up, but I don't want to.
Now,
So that was buy, stream, or bust. If you have any other movies coming up you want us to do, comment below. We'll be more than happy to do it. If you like this segment, give us a comment. If you like any of the other segments, let us know. We're just throwing shit on the wall to see what you guys want. And if you have something that's an idea, throw it to us. We'll probably use it. All right, next. After any hard chest day, you got to wipe your brow, take a cold shower, and have a protein shake, which is basically what have we been watching lately. So, Banner, what's in your cup this week?
All right, I got 4 things. One of them I know you're going to want to discuss probably at length.
Okay.
So we'll save that one for last.
I won't even tease you guys. It's probably The Bachelorette.
Oh, of course it's The Bachelorette. Talked about this earlier, Trolls World Tour. Yeah, we watched it. It was on Hulu. And guys, I had a lot of fun with this movie.
God damn it.
I liked it better than the first one. I'm a big JT fan, as is Nate Thurman.
Timberlake's in it? Is he like the main dude?
Yeah, he's one of the main guys. He's in
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's Branch. Come on, man.
I've never seen Trolls, so
please. He's so paranoid of the Bergens, it's not even funny. It's a lot of fun. This time they don't really have a bad guy, was trying to get them. Now it's kind of they expand the Trolls universe a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. Lots of singing, lots of colors and bright and sparkles, just like the first one. But if you've got a kid and you got to watch it 30 times in a row, this isn't the worst movie to watch 30 times in a row. Just say that.
Can I just say I'm scared to become you now that I have a kid?
Here's the thing, Geiger. You just gotta steer into the skid. Just accept it, own it, go, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna try and find the good in these bad movies.
I just don't want the highlight of my week to watch Trolls 6.
Well, by the time he's old enough to understand Trolls, we'll probably be on like 8 or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Next thing, talked about it last week, but Matt, I saw your shirt, so got to talk about it now again. Still trucking on Wolverine and the X-Men. Guys, it's a really, really good show. Basically, something happens. Professor X is in a coma. They show him in the future, and then Wolverine is leading the X-Men in the present. Got Magneto running Genosha. It's got everything, guys. It's really good. Great animation. The story is good. I'm kind of sad there's only one season, but I'm gonna ride with it. I'm about 15 episodes of the 20 episodes in. Last night, I finally finished the.
Wait, what's that? Is that on Disney Plus? Sorry.
Yes, Disney Plus.
Is it? And it's new?
No, I think it was like 2013, maybe. It's not
okay.
New.
All right.
Yeah. It's solid though. I think you would like it, Geiger. Of
course I would.
It's not quite as like campy and childish as the 90s one. It's a little bit darker, but it's not so dark that you're like, wow. It's not like DC animated dark.
It's not Logan. Okay.
Yeah, it's not Logan. It's not like Son of Batman or Justice League Dark or anything like that. Yeah. It falls somewhere in the middle. Finally got through the grueling season of Big Brother. It's tough, guys. It's 3 episodes a fucking week. Each one's an hour long. I am so fucking happy it's over. The guy that won deserved to win. Cody played a great game and was one of, I think, 2 people to ever get win unanimously. And this was an all-star season. So kudos to him. Thank God it's fucking over. I can actually get to watching like real TV now. Geiger.
I've never seen that show, so
you would hate it. You would absolutely.
I'm not even sure what it's about. I always thought were like grown men. It was like role models where grown men took young children and became like role models to them, big brothers. But apparently that's not what it's like.
No, they take, I don't know, it's like 16 people and they put them in a house and they compete during the week to be head of household. And then they have to nominate people that are going to get voted out of the house. Then they compete again for a veto, which they can veto one of the nominations. Then they all vote to evict somebody from the house. Basically, if you're the last one standing, you win $500 million. No, $500,000. $500 million would be fucking insane. $500,000.
Okay. I would never watch that. So.
No, you wouldn't. That's a me and Horns thing. I know Horns is, I don't know. I kind of hope that he's actually watched it, because if not, I just spoiled the shit out of him when he goes to edit this.
I hope you spoiled it for him.
I kind of do too, secretly, but don't tell him. All right, that's all I got other than our crossover one here.
Damn, I have more than you. Okay.
Well, yeah, because you're at home right now.
Yeah, I've been off 2 weeks. That's true. Just watching a kid shit and poop. So the biggest thing, and you can tag in on this too, because I'd like to know your answer, but their first movie. Your child's first movie. I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, what first movie? Even though he didn't watch it, he slept through half of it, shit himself, cried, and then slept again. I always thought it'd be Lion King, but my parents came over, and I talked to them for a while, and they've never seen The Incredibles. So The Incredibles was his first movie, and
fucking good.
My mom loves like Disney movies, especially like when I was a kid, she'd watch them with me. My dad would think a lot of them were stupid, but then would like the good ones, like Lion King, Aladdin, Five Goes West. He's like, those are good. And I said, you'd actually like The Incredibles because he liked Coach, Craig T. Nelson's show back in the day. And they loved it. They're like, I didn't think they made movies like this anymore. This is great. It's funny. Like, adults can laugh at it, but kids like it and stuff like that. So it was fun for the whole family, man. And Incredibles, I'm glad that that's his first movie. So what was Baby Banners?
Baby Banner's first movie that we watched at home, I don't know. I don't remember what that was, actually. I know the first movie that we took her to in theaters was Incredibles 2, actually. Wow. Yeah. It's like Lil Geiger and Baby Banner were meant to be together on this pod.
Was she did she know what was going on?
Oh no, she was like 6 weeks old.
Okay.
I just really wanted to. I waited 10 years for Incredibles 2 to come out. I wasn't gonna let her not let me see.
I actually remember that. You have to check out our commentary on that, guys, because I kind of remember because there was a crying room in the theater.
Yeah, we did I think we did a review on it also.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. The theater we go to had a cry room, so we were able to hang out in there, not bother anybody else. Her second movie was the atrocity of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's still trying to get over that. So
yeah, I'm like the worst parent ever.
My Netflix game has been pretty strong. Waiting was on, so I watched that. That's still, it's something I don't hear talked about a lot, as much as like Old School, as much as Wedding Crashers, but God, give it another watch. It is right up there with that. Dane Cook, Red Hot, coming off, I think it was one of his first DVDs. You got Ryan Reynolds, you got Anna Faris, you got so many great people in that movie.
I feel like Waiting, I want to call it underrated, but anytime anybody talks about it, everybody's like, fuck, that's a great movie. So it's not that it's underrated. It's just
I call it a cult classic, but like a really popular cult classic.
It's not even a cult classic though, because like a cult classic means there has to be people that are like, this is just the most dumbest thing I've ever seen. And it's not. I've never heard anybody not like it.
It's a thing from me being a former bartender, my wife being a waitress for, most of her life, until she got a big girl job. Like, that's the perfect service industry. It's just like Tin Cup to golf or Caddyshack. Yeah. That's a perfect service industry movie. It's so fucking good on Netflix right now. Also on Netflix, watch Troy. Troy's like hook for me. I really don't understand the critics bashing it. I think it's a fucking perfect movie. Someone that has read the Iliad and the Odyssey, obviously it is not even close to the books, but some of this, when Hector fights Achilles mano a mano, that was during a battle, but in the movie it's not. I'm fine with that because the scene was so fucking cool. I think this movie's perfect. I think it's well acted. I love Brad Pitt in it. I don't know what the fuck happened to Eric Bana, but he was red hot in the early 2000s. And I loved him in The Hulk. I loved him in about everything he was in. Orlando Bloom can take or leave, but he's perfect as Paris. I love this movie. I don't know why some people hate it.
It's like 6 hours long.
It was about 2 hours. I didn't watch it in one setting. I'll tell you that.
That's my only beef with it, is that it takes for fucking ever to watch.
I'm a big Greek mythology nerd, like huge. Like that was my shit in history. I loved reading about it, how they had so many gods, and was Achilles, was Alexander, they're believed to be gods, but it's almost like today, like people would think like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods is a god, probably. That's like how it is, just because they were so good at what they did.
Yeah, I can see that.
The next thing, I've only seen this movie once, and for some reason it was recommended for me. The Founder. This is a fucking great movie.
Never seen it.
With Michael Keaton, who plays Ray Kroc, who quote unquote founded McDonald's. Awesome story. So I always wondered too, I'd see his plaque walking into McDonald's when I was little, Ray Kroc. I'm like, why is it called McDonald's? Never understood it. So Ray Kroc was a milkshake salesman. And this restaurant...
We need to bring those back.
We do. This restaurant in California called McDonald's called him and ordered 10 milkshakes. So he called him back. It's like, that's got to be a mistake. No diner needs 10 milkshakes. So he goes out there and finds out these two McDonald's brothers have created a speed system to get people's food within about 5 minutes, when usually a diner would take like 35 minutes to get. Ray Kroc gets in with them. Here's the catch, Banner. The McDonald's brothers wanted everything to be real. They wanted to use real beef, wanted to use real milk in the milkshakes and all this stuff. And they didn't really want to expand because their name was on it. And if they are in California and have a store in Indiana that sells biscuits and gravy and everything like that, they can't see the quality of it. And we know that McDonald's went the total 180 of that. Like, quality is out the window. It's just fast, cheap food that you can fucking get. It's bad for you, but who cares? It's a very good story, though. It's very debatable. I'd like you to watch it, especially being part of this podcast, where Ray Kroc is a dick, but I side with him a lot because his promotional ideas are what really took it over the top. However, the McDonald's brothers were more the scientists around getting the food out quickly, with as least steps as possible and stuff. And it's a yin and yang. Like, if you don't have a state-of-the-art product to promote, you can't really promote it. But then it takes like a sales mind to really bring it to the forefront, which is what we have in the podcast. Like, Banner's a lot more scientifical in how he thinks. Me and Jeff are really more like promotional wise, sales wise, how we think. We need both of us. No one's more important than the other, but how they clash in this is very interesting. It's a very good movie. And Michael Keaton, I can't remember if he was up for an Oscar. I think he was on that, but he is great in it.
Is he not good in anything? What's he not good in?
I've never seen a movie where even the other guys, like, his comedic talents are vastly underrated. Like, he's
he comes from that older breed of actor that just doesn't mail it in. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It's like Harrison Ford. You could give them the shittiest script ever, and they're going to do something with it, and they're going to do good.
All right,
we don't have actors like that as much anymore.
No. No. Last thing I saw, Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent movie, which I fucking love. It's a really good, from rags to riches story. It's kind of about his life loosely, I think. But this was when, he did get shot in it, so that's the only thing I'm tied to it. I'm not too hung on 50 Cent. All I know is when Get Rich or Die Trying album came out, it was like the hottest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, I'm like, this album kicks fucking ass. I loved it. I listened to it all the time. I was a big Eminem fan, so he's produced by Slim. I was like, dude, I'm fucking in. I love this guy. I love that he wasn't a rapper that, Tupac talked about shooting people and, thugging out, which I'm like, okay, 50 doesn't need a gun. He is fucking ripped, to the gourds. Like, I'd be scared of him if he didn't have anything on him. I liked his look. I liked his sound. I love that album. And I like that movie. He was a pretty good actor, which he shows later. I mean, he's been in some other roles and
Yeah.
been very, very good in them. There's a lot of other, I can't have the cast up right now, but African-American actors that you've seen in other roles that do fantastic in this as well. But good movie. Back in the time when 8 Mile and Get Rich or Die Trying, like the movie, like music movies were hot.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been a thing since like the 70s when like the Beatles Hard Day's Night or the Who Pinball Wizard or that type of shit came out. And I like both of them. I like 8 Mile and Get Rich or Die Trying. All right, that's all I got. So we can talk about The Bachelorette now and this fucking shit mess we got. 2020 wasn't a biggest bitch enough. Here comes Claire Crawley.
God, she's so fucking thirsty, man.
I don't mind that as much as I hate women that are like condescendingly nice, but they're being like kind of a bitch to you the whole time. I don't like her attitude.
It's just like when you go, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but
yeah,
you're gonna be a bitch.
She's just really entitled. She's, okay, first off, let's get into this. I've never seen a Bachelorette just basically, already call that they're going to win the Super Bowl with this quarterback, like on the first day of fucking training camp. Like, what the hell? Like, you haven't even seen any of the other ones. It makes no goddamn sense.
It's almost like, okay, yes, I'm going to be the Bachelorette. And then the pandemic hit. They were quarantined. They couldn't do it. They figured out, okay, this is how we're going to film this show. We're going to put them in a bubble, blah, blah, blah. And during that time, she goes, you know what? I really don't want to be on this anymore, but contractually I have to. Okay, I'm just going to pick one of them and I'm going to become obsessed with them so much until they have to cancel the show. And I feel like that's what happened.
Dale is basically Tiger Woods in 2000. He is going to win and everyone else is playing for second. However, playing for second means you probably get a fuck Claire when you make it to the Final Four. But what I just don't get is that when she said, I just found my future husband, listen, we've all said that when we were at the club and drunk and someone really hot walked in, but this is different. They're going to 40 different clubs, taking the hottest person at each club and then putting them all in a house. You have a ton of options here. I mean, Dale Moss, who played for the Bears, played is a loose word. He was on the team for the Bears.
Squad?
Yeah, I think so. And the Green Bay Packers. But the thing is, there's a lot of other guys in there. But the thing is, Banner, I'll see a scene like that Asian guy with slick back hair. Who the fuck is he? I didn't even know he was on the show.
No idea.
There's like people here that will talk for a second. I'm like, who's that guy? It is the Dale Moss fucking show, and everyone else is just playing second fiddle. And I don't really get it. It's entertaining because it's fresh. I've never seen it before on the fucking Bachelor. But these other guys are getting pissed, and I don't fucking blame them because the one guy even said, besides Dale, who else has a connection with her? And I look at my wife, I'm like, I can't name anyone at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe the black guy who's a sports agent that kind of has the Bart Simpson hair. Maybe.
Oh, Easy.
Yeah, Easy. Maybe him. Other than that, I've the dude that played offensive line too that lost like 300 pounds that has the sleeve tattoos.
The guy that has never. He's just so vulnerable.
Yeah, it's like I can't let anybody in because no one will ever accept me because I don't know. He had sex once without God's wishes. I don't know what his deal is, but I will also bring it up to Dale for he wants to have sex with her so bad, but this isn't like a college party. Like this is the Bachelorette. So you can't just keep going in on other people's conversations and stealing her and then like he had her hand down her tit and on her ass. And I think she was touching his D too.
For sure she was. Like they were basically making a softcore porn. So a couple things. First off, Claire wants everything to be a thing. She wants every moment to be a moment.
Yeah.
Like nothing can just come naturally, right? I understand So before we get to the whole Dale basically fucking her thing, blah, 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 I want to talk about Yosef. Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
So I we have politics. We have very far leaning right Republicans, then we
Yep.
have like normal Republicans, then we have Democrats, and then we have the very far leaning
We
left
we love you
Democrats.
all and respect all your
And
opinions as long as you subscribe.
Yosef is basically like a far right or a far left guy. Like, look, we kind of like what you're saying makes sense, and I agree with what you're saying, but you need to chill the fuck out, dude.
I
I
don't.
understand. I get where he's coming
What's
from.
this
Like,
guy's deal? It's like
I
what
don't
my
know what his
question.
deal is. I don't know what his deal is, but I understand what he's trying to say. Like, look, you're gonna have this game of strip dodgeball and make all these guys get naked essentially in front of you, but you're so thirsty for Dale. Like, what's it matter? Is this basically your bachelorette party? Because
There's a
that's
couple
kind of what it looked
things.
like.
So to the dodgeball party, dodgeball. There's a couple things I watched on the instant replay, and I went back and watched the dodgeball thing. She said that at the first, and then whenever they lost, she never asked them to get rid of her underwear. She never did.
Oh, okay.
She basically was like, "Hey, you guys lost," and they started stripping, and she's just like, "Whatever." And the one guy said, "I don't feel comfortable," and she was like, "Fine," and she didn't get rid of him or anything. So that's one thing. Now, Yosef, whenever he told her what time it was, I kind of liked it because Claire is very attractive. She's not a person I don't think I could handle, just because she does seem to really, I don't know how to explain her. She's condescending. She's all about herself. Like, she won't listen to you.
There's a
She'll do
reason
that
she's
smile nod
39
and then just
and
go
doesn't
off
have
talk.
anybody.
Yeah. But Yosef dished it out to her, and then she dished it back, and he couldn't take it. Now, if you punch somebody, you better be ready to be punched in the face. And if you get punched in the face and you cry, that's your own fucking fault because you started the fight. And he acted like a little bitch, and I'm glad
I
he's fucking gone.
Oh, I am so glad he's gone.
Now, the other thing I want to ask you is the Bachelorette tuck rule. That's a huge controversy. Did did that dude pull away from a kiss? Because I don't think he did. I've watched this thing 4 times.
I don't think he did.
Okay, we've kissed girls a couple times. We're married.
Yeah, once or twice.
At least once a day, just maybe so they won't, yell at me. But when my wife leans into me for a kiss, I don't meet her halfway because if I did, we'd bump heads. She comes all the way to me and kisses me. Now, to show
It's
affection, I might put my arm around her or touch her head or touch her butt or something like that. But if someone leans in to kiss you, you don't lean in because then you're doing the 90s stupid sitcom douchebag thing that we watched as kids where you butt heads. You're like, oh, sorry, I've never kissed anybody.
you gotta do the Hitch 90-10 rule. They come 90, you come 10.
And then he just said, hey, it was a misunderstanding and stuff like that. And then this is the other thing I hate about Claire. So she got butthurt about whatever. It's women. They're very hormonal sometimes. That's fine. We love you no matter what.
It happens.
However,
I get hormonal.
yeah, I do. Yeah. I get drunk too.
Yeah.
I sometimes have the runs. Things happen to me. We're all human. However, if this was my fucking show, I'd walk out there and tell him face to face, hey, that pissed me off. You're out of here. Not have Chris fucking Harrison do it. I've never seen Chris Harrison cut somebody. Ever.
I didn't even know he could.
I didn't either.
I
don't
didn't
think
know.
he did either.
Yeah.
Like Claire's like, go cut him. And Chris is like, listen, I'm just trying to work on my short game. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
He's like,
I heard a
"Oh,
rumor
I
that
got a tea time.
yeah, I heard a rumor that California is going to be a little less liberal and they're going to open up the fucking courses next week. Because taking into consideration, this is probably June when this is shooting, and
Yeah.
Chris Harrison just wants to get out and see if he can still handle that 9 handicap that he's fucking walk around with. But I've never seen that before. Like you can't go out and do it yourself. Get the fuck out of here. This is going to be a wild ride.
Last thing I want to talk about. Dale trying to explain how he got lost going to the bathroom and ended up back in Claire's room when she was talking to that other dude. just fucking own it, man.
That's
Like,
what that
look,
one dude said. He's like, it'd be better if you just owned it.
here's the thing. Sure, the Bachelorette and the Bachelor, they're there to find love and to get married and have kids and live happily ever after. Or this is just a fucking game show. And Dale, you're winning. So
Yeah.
flaunt it. Say, yeah, hey, look, I'm doing what I have to do to win. You guys aren't in it to win. That's all I see. I'm not hating on Dale for what he's doing. You're on a game show. You're doing what you have to do to get the prize.
Dude, I'm not going to be that guy that hates on Dale. Like, I mean, if
Yeah.
you got your hand down Claire's shirt, good for you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Would I have acted the way Dale does? Nah, probably not. But I'm not gonna be mad at him.
I mean, I'd probably just look in the mirror like I was John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Like, listen, I know you want to go back in that room, but you're just going to go home. You're going to rub one out, go to bed, and that's all you're going to do.
That's all you're gonna do.
To be continued, because they teased something too at the end that and my wife said it. I can't remember the fucking last season of The Bachelor, but she was on the last season of The Bachelor with Colton, and this chick might be coming to The Bachelorette. There's some shit that's going to be shaken up, and I love this, and if people like it's not real, it's scripted, motherfucker, I watch wrestling. Okay, I just want to be entertained. I want to see something fresh I've never seen before. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all
I don't care. I don't care if it's scripted.
Right.
It's fun.
Like when my wife says, yeah, it's okay if you go golf. Does she really mean it? I don't know. But I'm on hole 3 and I got a pretty good look at birdie. So who cares? All right. Banner. Do you have a question for me?
Do you even lift, brah?
And is our final segment of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Do you even lift, bro? Where we scour the internet like a bunch of pillaging pirates looking for a question that we want to answer. And I found one. Russell Bernstein at BizRuss at Twitter. So at BizRuss. What is your favorite activity during the fall season? I love fall.
I have a love-hate relationship with fall. I don't like the cold. Yes, I have really bad allergies. But I also don't like the cold, and it starts getting cold. So I really don't like that. But I love pumpkin beer. I love Oktoberfest beer. I love going to a haunted house, getting a cappuccino from the gas station on the way, drinking it when it's, 45, 50 degrees outside, maybe a little misty. That's what I love. I love doing that. I hated being scared and going to haunted houses. Then I met my wife and she's like, well, that sucks that you hate them because you're taking me to them. And I love them. They're so much fun. And to just have to sit in line for an hour and a half to get the shit scared out of you for $25. It's awesome.
I love Broforce Squad. We love talking about the seasons. As the seasons turn. That's cool. I should write that down. Make it a song. I love this question. I love fall. Coming from the north where I used to live and now living in the south, I really appreciate fall just because we can still get a 70-degree day. Hell, we can get a 90-degree day, especially in Texas. Banner, I love dusting up the old, half zip little jacket.
Ooh, there we go.
And then just walking. You don't need it at 4:00 when you're at a patio bar, which is another thing living in the South where bars have patios, but we haven't been on them for a while because in August it's hotter than fucking ballsack. But at night, you need it just a little bit, just a little fucking jacket. And yeah, Oktoberfest is on draft. And they're like, which one do you want? We got 6 of them. I'm like, bring them all. I want to try them all. Like, just keep, after I have one, bring another one. I love Halloween fucking movies. I love going to fall festivals because they usually have, the Texas OU game on and you're drinking a pumpkin beer. Hocus Pocus is on. And it's just teasing that the cold is coming and it sucks. But with cold, you get Thanksgiving. You get Christmas. And you get how fucking bitchin' is New Year's going to be this year.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be so ready for it. But I would say, I love being on a patio, drinking a beer, watching football. I love pumpkin beers. I love Halloween. Me and Thurman are avid golfers. It is kind of nice not to have to make a tee time at 7 a.m. just so you don't sweat your fucking ass off. You can play about 3 or 4 o'clock. I love everything about fall. And for me, I'm not allergic to ragweed, so it's not like spring where I'm like, oh, this is beautiful weather, but I can't see. It's a great question, though. Thank you for asking.
That's a great question. We need to do this come wintertime and springtime and summer again.
Yeah, I didn't really answer it. I gave them basically just a pamphlet of why fall is cool, but I mean, it's hard to just name one fucking thing, man. Especially this fall. I mean, come on, we got the World Series, we have NFL, we had. I mean, technically, I don't know if
we had the NBA finals.
Yeah, you got the NBA finals. Masters is going to be next week. Come on, this is the greatest fucking fall ever. All right,
it's so fucking weird.
We've been the Broforce Squad. Check out all our content. BroforceSquad.com. YouTube, iTunes is where you can find all of our content. Subscribe to us on there. Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all this stuff. Letterboxd, where you can find some of our reviews. And you can tweet at us at Twitter. Tweet us questions. We want to answer them on air. We want to get more interactive with you. Comment below what you want us to do next. Movie commentaries are what we're known for. We're looking for ideas, especially coming up with the January, February, March angle, because we've already kind of done our Christmas stuff. But until then, I'm Matt. He's Brian. We'll see you guys later.